Hi folks, Brent back again, still thrashing away on the race car. We still have, let's see, 4 or 5 days left to get the thing ready for the first practice on March 28th. I still have a heck of a lot to do, so one good thing right now is it is on the ground. One bad thing is it won't be for long. So if you're new to the channel, thanks a lot for watching. Make sure to click like and subscribe if you want to. I'm trying to grow the channel a little bit here because this is a new channel. It's really hard to grow these things, but I'm giving it a try. But I just wanted to post some fun videos, and hopefully people like them. But so today on the agenda, we are obviously working on the car. All the major stuff is done. I did caster camber toe to it, and I was just going to show you how to do that, but there's plenty of videos doing that, so I'm not going to bore you with all the details. But what I got going on today is this. I've got an incredibly messy bench here because I've just got way too much going on to even come close to cleaning it up. But these, I have to replace the upper trailing arms in the back of the car, because I know you can't see them right now, but they're a little too short, and these are, well, there's 2 sets of holes in them. I'm not going to use, I'm just going to use the factory one. This rear end I put in is a little bit bigger than the one I had in it, so the arm angle is different, and I need a longer trailing arm angle, something a little bit more stock. I went out today and I got fuel. I still need to pick up tires. But we are getting close. The problem is I had a battery die in my wife's car on Sunday, and it stinks because that car is only 4 years old and the battery died already. So we were stranded in a Home Depot parking lot, and I had to hitch a ride with my cousin to go to Napa and pick up a battery, and that wasted about $200 right out of my pocket because I can't use a credit card because mine is dead. No other explanation necessary there other than stuff happens in life and you sometimes got to deal with it. So I'm down to paying for things with cash, so losing $200 is kind of tough. Now I got to try to get to the track. Luckily I did have a sponsor come through and help me out with some tires. Problem is, with the pandemic regulations in Connecticut, I still have to get to the bank somehow, and you can't go into a lobby. You have to go through one with a drive-through, and mine doesn't have a drive-through, and it's like, this is just kind of annoying. So I'm going to figure out a way to get to the track, but in the meantime, we got to replace some trailing arms. Well, that went in a lot more difficult than I expected. I'm not really incredibly happy with the bushings. They're a little bit too solid, but the car does move. Oh, I'm stuck on the jack still. But the car does move. It's fixed the pinion angle. I'm moving around. It fixed the pinion angle a lot more. It was way too far down before. Now it's a lot straighter, so I'm happy with that. To be honest, the only real reason for doing that was to get the pinion angle so that it wasn't so tilted that you're going to hurt the U-joints or have some kind of weird noise or vibration with the drive shaft. So it's all in just making the thing work properly. I'm sure that I probably could have put better mounts and mounting locations on this rear end, because I'm the one who pretty much put this whole rear end together. It wasn't the right width. I cut the tubes down, and I actually put it together, and I centered the pinion, and I put all the pickup points on it. So if anything goes wrong with this rear end, it's definitely my fault, to be fair. But yeah, if you, I mean, you can play with certain pinion angles to try to get the thing to hook up better and do certain things, but all in all, the only real reason I did this was just to make sure the thing didn't break or vibrate really bad. So this was basically just a little bit of preventative maintenance and longevity. So let's see what else we got going on. So now that I got that pinion angle set properly so that the rear end won't chunk the U-joint or anything weird with the drive shaft that was brand new, I have to work on the brakes. Now, I'm going to show you exactly what's wrong with my brake system so that maybe it can help you out too. Now, my brother used to do, he used to be a service writer for dealerships and stuff, and he told me, we kind of put our heads together to figure out why I had braking issues, because with one of my master cylinders, because I run a dual, you know, racing style pedal setup like a lot of people do, and I would have, it felt like I had to pump the brakes all the time. Like I always had to get the pedal to come back by hitting the brakes a couple times before going into the corner, and I hate that. I want the pedal to be there, and I want it to be instantaneous. I don't want to be pumping brakes, because if your pedal, I mean, if your brakes get hot, yeah, you might have to pump the brakes sometimes, but otherwise, you shouldn't have to pump the brakes. So I will show you exactly what's going on with this thing. Now you probably can't hear me, but I'll speak loud. You can see there's a lot of deposits in the bottom of this thing for no good or obvious reason. But you can also see this. Now, hopefully you can see this. I'm going to hit the brake pedal. Let me try to solidify the camera a little bit here. See there's bubbles coming up? Every time I hit the pedal, there's bubbles. Doesn't matter how much I bleed it, there's always bubbles. That's bad. That, as I get out of the car, is a master cylinder seal going bad. So, what I've got here is a nice new one. Yes, sometimes you don't want to deal with it. I'm trying not to give free ads out here, but everybody knows who the hell makes good brakes. But you get yourself a master cylinder, same size as what you got. And I'll show you how to replace that too. Alright, so these type of master cylinders got one bolt up here, you saw the other one underneath, and this rod goes into the block where you can adjust your brake bias from. So what I'll do is, I'll take this off last, because sometimes, like my car, the firewall's a little bit tight. So I'll take that off last. There we go. And I always keep a pan because your feet gotta go here. So it's actively dripping. I'll just gently pull that off. I like to put my finger over the hole because at least try to get the fluid to not drain out of it. And there we go. One master cylinder. Now obviously I'm going to drain it into a pan, but I got to take this fitting off and transfer that over to the other master cylinder. And then basically we got to bench bleed it, and I'll show you how to do that too. So I went to pop the cap off of it, and yeah. I'm not really mad about the pants. They're work pants. I'm not really mad about the shoes, because they're work shoes. But I am mad that I have to wear both at this moment. Not even mad about the floor. Brake fluid, at least it didn't hit anything with paint, as if that's really an issue. So, main issue is this. You can see there is like chunks of stuff and sediment, and I honestly don't even know how that got in there. Like, this thing's always capped. Always. And I always keep it clean. And man, now I'm questioning what the hell's in my brake system if that was in there. So now I'll probably end up pulling a bleeder off one of these calipers back here in the rear. This just turned into a lot bigger mess than I thought. So to take these ends off, which I use, I mean, there's a lot of different ones you could use. You could use AN fittings and all sorts of stuff. But since I use more of a stock type brake line, and I use a bigger one, I use a 6-pointed socket. At least then you're not going to round it off, and it's going to be very firm Very easy to take off without bending, stripping, or really smashing anything. So I keep a rag underneath it as well to keep my disgusting bench from becoming even more disgusting. So there, that's completely clean. Well, no, it's not, and I can't focus on it, but you know, whatever. So I'll take that, do the whole process over again for the other one. So I made this system here with the brake line coming all the way up and around. It's kind of fancy looking. It's way too fancy for me to come all the way back in. And then once you fill it up with fluid and bench bleed by pushing this plunger and you see no more bubbles come out, that means you got the piston completely free of bubbles and you can install it from there. That's the best way to bench bleed it. So I might even show you that. Okay, so with it in the vise, and the vise, tight enough. You don't want to squeeze it and crack the thing. I mean, it's just got to not move because you got to bench bleed it. And the pipe, easily a good, you know, 1.5 inches in the fluid. I'm going to squeeze on it like this. You'll see lots of bubbles come out. More bubbles. Push it as far as you possibly can too. Like really give it some. Wow, it's a lot of bubblage. I'll wait for it to stop aerating. I know this is kind of hard to do. I should have put the tripod up, but the tripod's not really tall enough. So I typically, yeah, can't speak. But I'm winding the nut all the way to the end because it kind of hurts to push on it like this. So, all right, give her another hit here. Oh, even more bubbles. All right. I don't think I'll bore you people. You get the idea. I'll show you when I'm done. Okay, so about 15 hours later of pumping this thing, because apparently it takes forever, and a giant hand bruise from this thing later, I've got no bubbles, no aeration, and nothing coming out finally. So it's now time to throw it back in. So this new master cylinder is now in and bled. I just got to put the panels back on, obviously. It's good to have access panels in your car because that's just super helpful. I bled it off this wheel. It's the shortest. It was the first. I bled it off of this wheel because it was just the one that came off the ground first. And it was the shortest between 2 points, so I figured it would pull whatever air out that was going to be in it. So anyway, that's going to end it for this video. I think we got a little bit left, like setup, and I got to get tires, but I don't know when I'm going to get them. I'm going to get them at the track, or if I'm going to get them, like, just go to Hoosier Tire East and get them. I don't know what they're going to do, but we still got to get that done. So we're in the dregs of this thing, but it's getting to be crunch time, and I got to go to the bank, and I got to get money for this, and I got to cash a sponsor check, which is good. I'm glad I have sponsors. Thanks, Jeremiah's Antiques up in Putnam, Connecticut. And anyway, I got a pizza waiting for me. I have an iRacing event to run tonight with my buddies. So until next time, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Click like and subscribe, comment on it, see what you want to, or comment what you want to see, or at least give me a thumbs up or something. I don't know. Tell me I'm doing at least a decent job here. I'm really just trying to grow the channel a little bit, just to sharing my adventures with y'all. So thanks again for watching.